Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. Today, most definitely many Nigerians will be hitting the streets over what had happened to one of a right activist, lawyer, and one of the very strong ally of Peter Obi and most Nigerians at large. I'm talking about none other than Dele Farantimi. Something unique happened some few hours ago. Of course, Peter Obi have decided to intervene, and many reactions have trailed over what transpired some few hours ago. Remember, 50 million was actually placed as bail. Of course, many Nigerians reacted to it. We're going to get to see all the reaction, but let's find out what Labour Party presidential candidate for 2023 did that is causing a lot of reaction. Before we do that, kindly subscribe to our channel. The former presidential candidate of the Labour Party and the former governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi, met with the Nigerian legal luminary Afe Babalola, senior advocate of Nigeria, in Ekiti State. Obi had pleaded with Babalola to consider the situation of human rights lawyer Dele Farantimi, who is at the Ekiti prison. The legal luminary has come under intense criticisms since he petitioned the Nigerian police to arrest Farentimi, with Nigerians locally and in the diaspora already set for a mega protest to force the nonagerian to stop his alleged abuse of power. Obi, who came all the way from Lagos to Ekiti State as at Monday, reportedly had in-depth discussions with Babalola, including on Farontimi's matter, but sources who were at the meeting confirmed that the former Labour Party candidate rather begged the legal luminary. Farontimi had appeared before the court on Monday following charges brought against him by Afe Babalola, senior advocate of Nigeria, under the Cyber Crimes Prohibition, Prevention and so on and so forth Act of 2015. Some few hours ago, Mr. Peter Obi traveled from Lagos to Ekiti State, dedicating the entire day to meaningful engagement. He visited Afe Babalola at his office within the Afe Babalola University, where they had in-depth discussions on critical issues, including the situation of activist and lawyer Dele Farantimi. Now, following this, Mr. Peter Obi proceeded to the prison facility where Dele Farantimi is being held. In a private meeting, he expressed solidarity and engaged in a candid exchange aimed at addressing the situation and preventing challenges. And of course, this has generated a lot of reactions. While the Federal High Court in Ekiti State, as at Monday, had granted 50 million naira bail to human rights lawyer Farontimi after the police filed charges against him over allegations of cybercrime. Justice Babs O. Kewumi presided over the court on Monday, December 9th, 2024, had ruled that Farontimi be released on bail with conditions that included a 50 million naira surety and a guarantor possessing a landed property of equivalent value. The case, with suit number FHC/AD/CR/104/2024, was filed by the Inspector General of Police alleging cybercrime activities linked to Farontimi. However, Justice Kewumi adjourned the case to January 29, 2025 for further proceedings. It was actually reported some few hours ago that the Nigerian police filed fresh charges against Farontimi before the Federal High Court in Ekiti over allegations of cybercrime. My colleague is in the house. I have my reservations, but I feel that at this rate, Peter Obi has every right to intervene, and that's because Farontimi is not just an ordinary person. Farontimi is one person who also dedicated his time during the build-up of Peter Obi's campaign. My colleague is in the house. What a take on the standpoint where Peter Obi is coming from on this issue. Some believe that pleading with Afe is really not the right way. What's your take?
Well, for me, I think that right now nothing can be done to correct anything right now. That's the truth. Everything about the justice system of Nigeria and Afe Babalola's role has already been written, published, and it has gone global. So there's nothing anybody can do to stop the fact that those information are everywhere. And Afe Babalola, his decision to do what he's doing right now, I think that personally, Peter Obi should stay clear. He should stay clear and allow the due process to follow. You understand? Because a lot of people are started speaking of. Some have already made reference to different cases, revolving around Afe. I've read a lot of things, So all of that points to wonder that Nigerians are out to make sure that things are corrected. If Jesus was not allowed to die, the salvation of mankind wouldn't have been, So sometimes peaceful resolution sometimes should wait. If Dele Farantimi has decided to go through the pains. Look at the humiliation. Nigerians were all talking. People were like, legal luminaries, is this correct? And all of that. Some people made fun of him, but it wasn't funny. Seeing a man who had never stolen a kobo before, who was not prosecuted on the basis of stealing. It's a civil case of defamation, but he was handcuffed as if he has a precedent of running away from cases and all of that. Some people were saying because of the way he speaks, before he will run away and do all of that. But be that as it may, we leave that to police. But this case, based on what I have seen thus far, I think that even Afe Babalola is not ready to resign. And I think also that Dele Farantimi, if this is going to be what will change the narrative in this country, Nigerians are waiting and we are ready to see. Peter Obi had always been saying it that a new Nigeria is possible. A new Nigeria is possible is not on the platform of peace everywhere. You understand? As much as we solicit for peace, but sometimes some things need to get to a point whereby it is corrected once and for all. Because right now, look at common Ghana, high presidential election. Look at how peaceful it was. Peaceful, not because the sitting government or the ruling party won. An opposition party won and immediately he was congratulated. This has never happened in the history of Nigeria except in the case of somebody like our former president, talking about the person of Jonathan. You understand? It's only in the case of Jonathan that such thing ever happened. But right now, it's like grab power by all means. So if whatever process God wants to use to do what he alone can do, let's allow it. If Farontimi cooked up some stories about Afe Babalola, let him pay for his sins, Allow everything to flow. Going there to beg, for me, it won't change anything because Afe Babalola will air his grievances. And his grievances revolves around the fact that his name is widespread everywhere. Right now, the level of patronage for that book has gone very far. Everybody wants to see how Farontimi will prove the case. And guess what? A lot of people, a lot of lawyers have talked and all of that. So Peter Obi peaceful resolution is not always, even sometimes. Go to the scriptures. You will see the peaceful God, Prince of Peace. Sometimes the information he sends across is the one that, I want to sanitize the system. And if it means that people have to go down, they go down. If it means that some things need to happen so that it will remain in history, that when the correction started, this way the people involved, this was, who knows what Farontimi will end up becoming after this whole thing. This is what we want. We want a situation whereby the country, as much as, there should be peace and there's justice. Look at, he has been humiliated to the last. Farontimi is a respectable gentleman. Nigerians love him. We don't love him because of anything. He has his weapons, and that has always been peace, truth, and justice. Every time he speaks against the fact that few people are sitting in those seats and enjoying themselves, while the poor are just littering the street. They don't even know their left from right. We see injustice everywhere. And you are going to say, what do you want to solicit for? Okay, wait. Afe Babalola has decided to go to court, which is the ideal thing. So this guy too will go to court. Let's get it fixed once and for all.
My challenge now is that's the same system that Farontimi is complaining that it's corrupted. The system is corrupted. Do you think he will get justice in that same system, being that he's coming with his proof? However, let's see how it plays out. That's going to wrap it up. Let's meet in our comment section.